am Dr. Kay Fontana, life force coach and grief recovery specialist, and I am deeply familiar with the pain of loss, having experienced many throughout my life. At just 9 years old, I lost my brother to cancer and witnessed my parents' immense grief, which was unbearable. Years later, my mother lost her battle with Alzheimer's, and then my father was diagnosed with cancer and passed away a week after his diagnosis. Most recently, in January 2023, I experienced the devastating loss of my husband and soulmate of 40 years due to multiple health issues. In between were countless other losses, including family members, friends, co-workers, beloved pets, and even finances. However, I turned my pain into my purpose and passion to share strategies to help you get through your darkest days and navigate the complexities of grief. This is the Healing Our Grieving Hearts podcast. Welcome to today's episode, where I'm going to talk about facing the new year after loss. As we approach the new year, many individuals struggle with the profound emotional weight of the loss. This episode focuses on navigating grief during this transitional period, recognizing that the start of a new year often amplifies feelings of sadness, longing, and reflection for those who have experienced a significant loss. The new year is a time packed with cultural and personal meaning for people everywhere, representing hope, fresh starts, and the chance to renew ourselves. It's when communities come together to celebrate traditions, reminisce about the past, and set their sights on what's to come. But for those dealing with grief, this time can bring a unique blend of emotions. Celebration and sadness often collide. While everyone else might be toasting to new beginnings, those mourning a loss may be struggling with bittersweet feelings as they reflect on who isn't there to celebrate alongside them. As the year comes to an end, the whole idea of fresh starts and resolutions takes center stage in conversations everywhere. People are buzzing about their goals and plans for self-improvement, hoping to inspire each other. While this can bring motivation and a positive vibe, it can also deepen feelings of emptiness for those who are dealing with grief. Suddenly, thinking about what you want to achieve can remind you of the dreams and plans you once shared with those who are no longer around, making it even harder to cope with their absence and figure out how to move forward. As we head into a new year, the mix of celebration and heartache really hits home for many of us. It's a time when people might find themselves caught between wanting to join in festivities and feeling the weight of the emptiness left by those we've lost. Recognizing this emotional tug-of-war is important because it helps us honor our feelings while also figuring out how to keep those cherished memories alive as we move forward. By sharing our personal stories and coping tips, we can create a supportive community that helps each other through this meaningful time of year. As the new year approaches, a lot of people find themselves looking back on their experiences with loss and the memories of their loved ones. Sharing stories can really help create a sense of comfort and connection, especially during the holidays, revealing how different people handle their grief in this season. For many, reminiscing about those special moments brings a feeling of warmth, while for others it can hit hard and remind them of what they no longer have. These stories really show the challenge of wanting to honor our loved ones while still trying to embrace the idea of a fresh new start. During this emotionally intense time, it can be challenging to balance the memories of our loved ones with all the hope that the new year might bring. Lots of people feel guilty about wanting to move forward, worried that doing so might lessen the love and bond they had. This internal struggle can show up in many ways, like starting new traditions that pay tribute to those we've lost, or seeking out little moments of joy even when sadness lingers. When we share these experiences, we not only shed light on our own journeys, but also create a supportive space for others facing similar feelings, helping everyone recognize that it's okay to grieve while still looking ahead to renewal. Dealing with grief around the new year can be difficult, but one key thing to remember is to keep your expectations realistic. It's important to recognize that emotions can be all over the place during this time. Rather than putting pressure on yourself to feel happy or join in on every celebration, it helps to accept that your grief can be part of the mix alongside the moments of joy. This kind of balance can ease that guilty feeling, allowing you to be kinder to yourself as you work through the ups and downs of your emotions. Starting new traditions to honor those we've lost can be a really special way to move through the new year while keeping their memories alive. These rituals don't have to be complicated. They can be as simple as lighting a candle in their memory or gathering friends and family to share stories about them. Adding personal touches that reflect what your loved one was all about can really make it feel more meaningful. This transforms a time of sadness into a moment of love and reflection. Plus, these acts can help create a sense of togetherness with others who understand what you're feeling. Finding support from friends and the community is so important for anyone dealing with grief, especially during the new year. When you connect with people who truly understand what you're going through, it helps create a feeling of belonging and can cut down on those lonely feelings. Whether it's joining a support group, chatting in online forums, or just confiding in friends you trust, sharing your experiences can be a big source of strength. This kind of support encourages honest conversations about grief and helps everyone feel a little less alone, letting you find comfort in knowing that others understand your journey. Journaling or diving into creative activities can be a powerful way for those dealing with grief to express what they're feeling. Writing down your thoughts and emotions can be very therapeutic, making it easier to sort through all those complicated feelings during tough times. On top of that, getting into things like painting, playing music, or doing some crafts can give you a productive way to let out feelings that might be hard to put into words. These creative outlets create a safe space to explore your grief, helping with healing and personal growth as you head into the new year. In just a few weeks, it will be 2 years since my husband passed away, and one of the most meaningful things I've continued to do is write letters to him in my journal. In the early days after his death, I found myself writing to him every single day, pouring out my thoughts and feelings. As time went on, that frequency gradually shifted to writing every other day, then just once a week. Now I tend to write on holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, and other significant days, or whenever something is weighing heavily on my mind. This practice not only helps me reflect on my emotions, but it also honors his memory in a deeply personal way. Celebrating the lives of those we've lost can provide comfort as we navigate our grief, especially during meaningful occasions like the New Year. Honoring their memory by sharing favorite stories with family and friends creates a space for everyone to contribute their thoughts, which fosters connection and keeps the spirit of the loved one alive in our hearts. Including memorial activities in the festivities, such as dedicating a toast, setting up a photo display, or creating a memory jar, adds a heartfelt touch, ensuring that we remember their last impact while bringing warmth and reflection to the celebration. One thing I try to do every New Year's Eve is participate in a burning bowl ceremony, even before my husband died, but I intend on continuing this tradition. A New Year's Eve burning bowl ceremony can serve as a powerful ritual for those dealing with grief, offering a special way to release pain and invite healing as they move into the new year. During this ceremony, individuals write down their feelings of loss, regrets, or anything that they'd wish to let go of on pieces of paper. As these notes are burned into a bowl, it symbolizes the release of negative emotions and burdens of the past, allowing participants to create a space for new beginnings. This act fosters reflection and connection, encouraging individuals to honor their memories while embracing hope, renewal, and the possibilities that lie ahead. This will be my second New Year's without my husband, but I am determined to make it special by preparing the New Year's Eve meal and New Year's Day breakfast that we used to enjoy together. Cooking these dishes not only brings back beautiful memories, but also helps me feel closer to him during this sentimental time. Keeping his memory alive is very important to me as it honors our shared traditions and the love I continue to have for him. As we think about the future, it's important to find ways to keep the memories of our loved ones close to our hearts. This might mean starting new traditions that mix remembering them with a sense of hope, like creating a special Remembrance Day each year or doing charitable acts in their honor. Also, having a personal routine that includes moments of reflection or gratitude can really help maintain that connection. By embracing these practices, we give ourselves the power to move forward while ensuring that the special bond we had with those who've passed continues to light our way in life. The mission of Healing Our Grieving Hearts is to help individuals navigate through loss and find purpose through grief recovery, energy healing, and spiritual support. For more information on how to benefit from grief healing modalities that I offer, go to my website at www.healingourgrievinghearts.com, where you can schedule a complimentary grief breakthrough session. You will also find 2 guided meditations on the media page. To follow me on Facebook, go to facebook.com/k.fontana. Thank you for listening to this episode of Healing Our Grieving Hearts podcast. Remember, you are not alone in your grief, and your experiences and emotions are valid. Join me next Saturday at 10 a.m. Arizona time as we continue to explore the human experience and grief in the workplace. Until then, be kind to yourself.